So, I suppose it's probably better I'm doing this anyway since we don't have the last episode, so it'll make more canonical sense. So, picking up where we left off in the Salt Rock campaign, we picked up with the player characters as they left the ball in Castle Obarskyr as on the last day of High Harvest Tide. So they were watching over the fireworks. A humongous sonic boom cracked across the sky, and in its wake was all these kind of ripples and tears in the weave that left scarring in the sky, almost like a northern light effect. And looking in it, it looked like it was distorted reality within these tears, with a white, ominous glow in the far horizon. As you all standed in the Eastgate courtyard, you met up with Guard Captain DeSaley, who was basically putting down a map, some schematics for the castle, a crudely drawn one, where you were sort of deliberating a sort of plan to rescue the Queen, who you ascertained was still in the keep herself. While that was going on, Soleil, returning to her normal Goliath form, wandered through the streets as everyone was sort of in a mass panic or confused state as all the gashes and lacerations sort of started pulsating, and you're feeling the pain, and you pass this house where this woman and a child was trying to get in, but you managed to resist the urge to attack as your blood life threshold was lower than it should be. You carried on down to the docks and went back to the bakery where you stayed before, to Gustav's magnificent bread. Gregory decided to come find you, summoning his spectral steed and riding through the city of Suzel, and managed to track you down to the bakery and convince you to come back with him. While that was going on, Fiddle decided to try and find some components to cast a scrying spell, which would ascertain where the Queen was. Guard Captain DeSaley replied saying that she wore the Crown of Obarskyr, which was an artifact, but also a magical item that stopped divination magic. So you decided to scry on her second, the Lord Magister, Sivava. You rented a sword from Ilisev Miritar, the leader, I suppose, I can't think of the right word for it, the leader of the Campfire elves. You managed to ascertain that they ran into the throne room. Sorry, a blue dragon war mage decided to do the scrying spell for you and ascertain that they went into the throne room. You had two avenues of entrance back through the ballroom where two rifts had opened up and two beasts of Malar were clawing through all the courtiers and guests. Or you could go through the rookery, which would have taken you through the back passage of the hedge maze in the garden, up the hill, and through the rookery and into the castle that way. You decided to take that route. You gained two companions with you to go along. The Blue Dragon War Mage, who did the scrying spell, a human male by the name of Robar, and a Blue Dragon High Knight, a female, elven female, by the name of Venvir. And you decided to make your way in through the back entrance with Soleil and Gregory rejoining you. You managed to navigate your way through the hedge maze due to John Claude's innate survival skills and came up to the hill, which it wasn't a steep one, but you did still have to scale it. Unfortunately, this proved quite a task for some of you. Some of you actually falling off the hill and taking some damage, but you all managed to get up eventually and go through the rookery, which was a tall, slender stone tower with a bridge that curved over onto the castle itself. The bridge, however, because of the attack that was ensuing in the castle, has activated its magical defenses, its glyphs and wards. The bridge was destroyed by one of these glyphs, meaning that there was a gap to jump over. Unfortunately, the glyphs from within the castle were creating a gust of wind, which was making the passage difficult, so you had to kind of navigate and think of different ways to get around there. A small little skill check was required. You all managed to pass it, except from one Blue Dragon High Knight, Venfir, who fell 90 feet. She didn't die, but from your message, Fiddle, you ascertained that she was in great pain and probably broke both her legs, so you decided to leave her and venture on. Venturing into the castle itself, you found all the corridors were filled with all this dense, thick fog caused by the purple encircling glyphs that were sort of hovering off the walls a couple of inches. It made passing through these corridors difficult. You found yourselves getting lost, either entering just bedrooms or different guard barrack rooms, but you never seemed to kind of find your way, and you got lost twice, and you found yourselves coming up to meeting another courtier who was lost, who ran this way instead of joining you all in the courtyard from the attack. A lady, Helendra Crownsilver. She demanded to be escorted out and offered a handsome reward in doing so, but you all decided to meet back up and decided to carry on. She decided not to and decided to walk a separate way. As you moved on down the hallway, you found another guard barracks where you decided to start looting some stuff, and then ventured on down the hallway where you encountered another defense of this castle, a giant iron golem that was animated to life upon you lot approaching it, came forward, and because Guard Captain DeSaley gave you all blue dragon tabards before you entered the castle, luckily, it recognised all those tabards and decided to go back to its natural state. And you discern that anyone hostile to the castle, namely people not wearing the colours of the Obarskyr blue, would be attacked. You ventured on down the hallway, and where we ended the session is all of you lot going down the stairs to enter into, I believe it is the waiting room of Fulgalore, which is the name of the purple dragon. So, as we pick up this session...
Sorry, could you repeat where we are? We're at the stairway entrance.
Yeah, so you're still in the kind of fog-covered halls, but you've managed to find your way to the end of the corridor, which is some stone stairs leading down. It's like still kind of like a hallway staircase leading down into the waiting room of Fulgalore.
How do I spell that? Sorry, I'm making notes.
I wrote it in the chat, but it's Thauglor, which is the name of the purple dragon that laid besiege to the city of Suzel all that time ago, and why the Purple Dragon Knights are named as such. So, as you stand at the top of the stairs and waiting to go down, you, especially you, John Claude, you would hear not much of anything. It's odd. Usually you're always hearing something going on, or you're always catching something due to your high perception. But it seems very dead silent down there. And you think if the Queen and her mage came this way, there'd be some sort of distress or some sort of noise that would be echoing down the hallway. It's very odd. But as we pick up with the Nine Hells Company, what would you all like to do? Are you venturing down the stairs? Is there anything you're doing before you go down the stairs? Are you doing it stealthily? Are you just meandering down? What would you all like to do?
You know, I know we've only been sat here for like 2 seconds on these stairs, but it feels like we've been sat here for a week. Can we just go downstairs now?
I'd like a short rest, please.
A short rest? Gregory, what do you think about a short rest?
He sort of like pipes up and he's like, I think think Sigismund Molodge is behind this.
Right. Didn't really answer my question there, Gregory.
I think that means go.
I think so.
Have you got spell slots? I've used a few.
So my spell slots don't come back on a short rest. But
oh, okay, fine. Okay, let's
hardly
go.
Any spell slots?
You see the blue dragon war mage that's with you,
Solo with
Rubar.
us?
Hello.
Sorry.
Soleil's with you.
Okay, good.
Good. Hello, Solo.
Hola.
Okay, yeah, down the stairs, I suppose.
Yeah, you see the blue dragon war mage. He's like, well, we have to press ahead. The queen might be fighting for her life as we
That
speak.
is a good point.
We must press on.
100%.
We're rescuing the queen.
We are.
Yes, like I said, when I cast the scrying spell because of this small fellow here, I saw a weird shapely figure that looked like the figure in the sky. You know, the big skull that's looming over the city?
Yeah, what is that thing saying? Is it saying Acererak? What on earth is an Acererak?
I don't know, I thought he was hurling up a ball of phlegm.
Can I roll an Arcana check on what he's saying? Should have done that last session, but...
That would be a history check, I think, if you're trying to recall
Go for it.
what...
Nice.
Yeah.
25.
25. It's a very old word, one that's only ever come up and it's never really had much of any significance. But for some reason, in all your studies, being in Candlekeep or studying on the road, you've seen this name crop up like I said, it's only now you start realising it, but it's cropped up a couple times over old folk tales and like children's books. It's like a name that's just uttered as like this despicable, unconceivable, unimaginable evil, but it's not really any description to what it is or who it might be if it is belonging to a person. You know, it's very ancient. And by the same theme out of all these different tales, and again, none of the tales are about this keyword specifically, but it's mentioned in there. Seems like it's just the utmost evilest thing ever. Like it's just pure evil. Whatever this word is, or this name, it's just evil.
Okay, good to know. Evil.
The word to the skull say.
The thing in the sky.
What's the word?
The name is Acererak.
So to repeat, because it's a constant on a loop, the big skull, it reads, "All hail the new king of the material plane, Acererak."
Yeah, at least we don't have to fight what's his face anymore. What's his name? Malor. At least he's not the biggest issue anymore. Unless this is another name for Malor. Anyway, come on, why are we wasting time? Down these stairs.
Down the stairs we go.
Down the stairs.
Okay, march in order, please.
Gregory up front, I think.
I'd like to be at the back.
I'll be behind Gregory, and then Sally can be behind me. Unless Sally wants to be anywhere else.
Nice, fine.
Beautiful.
Robar's like, I will go at the very back. I am a mage. I need to be support.
I'm a mage too. We can be at the front.
Yes, but... And he looks you up and down. He's like, I am a prodigy, is how you say.
A prodigy?
In the Blue Dragons. Yeah, I am very talented, and no offense, but I think I can do a bit more than you.
Well, you might be right at the moment. I am quite tapped out, but... Fine. We'll see.
As I say, I can go up to... If you would put a number on it, I could go up to 5th level spells.
5th level, eh? 5th level. So no more than Canaan's magnificent mansion for you.
What is this?
It's a spell. You can create an entire house.
He looks at you wide-eyed and he's like, no, I'd never heard of this.
You never heard of modern Canaan?
He's got a book.
Well,
He does.
yes, I've yes, I have seen the book, obviously. But
doesn't sound like
he
you've read
looks
it.
a bit, and then he turns his chin up at you, and he's like, "Onwards, we have a queen to save."
Yes, we do. Onwards.
And away we go.
Okay, so heading down the stairs, you enter into the old waiting chamber of Cormyr until it was moved to the royal court. Named after the purple dragon Fulgolor, this room has multiple stairs with doors leading to other rooms and serves as a hub to the castle, connecting the ballroom and the guest quarters to the throne room. You can hear what sounds like, and it's only until you enter this room, John Claude, you can hear it. You can hear what sounds like a fight ensuing in an adjacent room to the north of this long room. So at the very north, there's like a long kind of corridor all the way down the centre of this. Imagine like a hallway, and then that hallway branches off to stairs onto balconies either side, and then those balconies lead to doors. At the very the northward side of this hallway, there's like a big kind of arched door, and you can hear what sounds like fighting and spell slinging coming from that room, as well as shouting.
Do you recognise the voice?
As you can roll me a perception check if you like.
JC.
Madames et messieurs, I think there is some trouble going on in the next room. Perhaps we should roll an investigation check together to find out what is going on.
No, what did you say? Perception?
Hey, stop shouting!
Sorry.
You don't know what's in this.
Perhaps we should all roll a perception check with advantage because we're helping each other. Because I mentioned it.
Yeah, I'd like to help him, please.
How? Okay, yeah, I'll give you advantage for that. I was about to say, how
Well,
are you?
you know, he
How's
can go,
someone helping you?
I
make
think
it
I hear
is
a
here,
spider.
Bob?
And I can go, that's not a spider, you idiot. That's a person.
Yeah,
And
I
he goes,
think-
oh, wow, yeah, you're right. You've helped me so much.
I think I can hear the spells being cast. There's things going on. And away. Not that one. And again. Yes.
Much better.
25, please.
A 25. Okay, so again, you're in this like obscuring fog. You're only seeing about 5 foot out of your vicinity, so you're having to kind of like really, I suppose it's aiding in a way of like just trying to listen in and trying to listen to the source of the sounds. You can definitely hear spells being slung at each other. There seems to be 2 different sources where it's coming from, as well as shouting and voices that's coming from the room northward. Seems like there's a fight ensuing there, but there's not a lot more you can discern without actually being able to have eyes that look in or a spell which you can see what's happening in the room.
I cannot tell you anything more. I think there is still only a fight going on. Perhaps I will go and have a little sneaky look.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'd like to like maybe poke my head round the corner, but like, you know, TV style with just my eyes sideways. Can I do that?
Yeah, for sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share a battle map and be a little bit more descriptive with it. So, John Claude, as you leave the stairs and go down into the main sort of waiting room, you become stuck. And you're like, what is this? And you look down at your feet and there's webs that are encasing the stairs. And trying to look around the best you can, it seems like the stairs to your closest vicinity is also covered in webs as well. So you're currently stuck at the moment, so you need to make me like a dex check or strength check to break out of them.
Pull them out.
Yeah. Natural 1.
Okay, so all of you are in the stairs, and you see JC walks into the room and then just stops. And he's like, just kind of on the spot, just moving.
You didn't give that.
Yeah, you've gone
how has that
first in.
happened?
And
Because you said I look around the door very simply.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I immediately.
yeah,
got
you
stuck.
said you're going to go
okay,
around and
sorry.
look. And like, sort of in your vision, you're just seeing, because this fog is still encapsulating the staircase, you're just seeing the shadow of JC, and he's just kind of like hopping on the spot a little bit, and you're just kind of all looking at him like, what the hell is he doing?
What are you doing, man?
Friends, I have gotten a little bit stuck. There are lots of webs. I was not very dexterous this time.
Can
you help me?
Could I cast Mage Hand and help untangle him as he reattempts the check with advantage? Yes.
Sure. So, as you go to cast Mage Hand, Fiddle, you start like wiggling your fingers together, and that spectral blue hand starts coming out from your arm and goes to reach over to JC. You see this other shadow, literally in a flash, just go straight by JC. John Claude, does a 19 hit?
We need to reset his. Oh.
wait,
You,
I'm
you
not.
did put your armor back on, didn't you?
I hope so.
Yeah.
No,
you
hang on.
Gregory went back to the Dragon Riders Club, brought it back to the courtyards, and I said you all had 10 minutes to put it all back on before you went back into the castle.
Perfect. Good to know. Only by 2 though.
Okay, you
Wait,
take
what hit me?
The shadow.
Oh,
you take 10 points of slashing damage as you hear this like an animalistic kind of growls. It kind of wraps past you and then sprints off back into the mist once more into the room. You can attempt to make an opportunity attack if you want.
I would like to do that.
Okay, roll me to hit.
I assume
with disadvantage.
With some kind of hand weapon. Yeah,
Yes, this
with
will be.
disadvantage. Okay. No, can't get worse than that.
Oh, why the disadvantage? You got a nat 20.
12.
Not seeing stuff in there. 12. 12 misses, unfortunately. You go to slash, but before you do, the shadow disappears back into the mist once more, and then you like listen in with your like acute ears, and you can't hear it.
With your cute ears.
It's either like non-corporeal or it's just really quiet. So yeah, Fiddle, as you're casting Mage Hands, you see the shadow run past JC. He kind of like lurches at as he gets basically attacked at, and then the shadow disappears once more. What are you doing?
What on earth was that? Did you see it, JC?
No, I just saw a shadow. It came out of nowhere. What happened? Apart from 10 points of damage to me.
Oh yeah, put your 10 points in.
Yeah, I better do that.
Okay, I'm coming in. That's it.
No.
We're going in.
I think we should just go.
I'm going to walk in and I'm going to ready a firebolt in my hand, ready to fire off if anybody comes in close to me. I'm going to be looking around defensively. I'm readying an action to fire off with.
I want to do my blood maledict quick.
Okay, what right are you putting on?
I'm gonna put flame on. Flame on.
Okay, so you see Soleil kind of racks the weapon across her hand, and then flame starts sprouting out. How much damage do you take from that?
I take 5 points, so I'm on 90.
90. Okay, good to know. You see the blue dragon, Robel. He casts mage armor on himself, so you see that cast over him, and he starts following in as well. And Fiddle, as you walk next to JC, your feet become stuck, and you're like, "What the?" And you look down, and you see the webs have encapsulated around your feet as well.
Track to jump out of the way.
You can both you and JC can roll me an acrobatics or athletics.
Can I slice at it?
Sure, I'll say that can give one of the people advantage.
Okay, I'll do
I
JC
could-
because he's been stuck
No.
longest. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, JC got a 19 and I got a 10.
And he stayed with me that time.
Okay, so DC's not very high, so Soleil comes over JC and cuts the webs out, and you manage to like come down to the bottom of the stairs. And Fiddle, you're like stuck in it, and because you're only a small gnomish fella. It kind of wraps up to your waist, and you're almost like falling down the stairs, and then you manage to cut it off and save yourself from like falling down. As you start hearing, as you see the shadow running past once more, and
Can I fire off my spell?
you can.
Nice.
So roll me to
Ciao.
attack with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, I have dark vision.
Doesn't matter. It's the dense fog in here.
Fine. Only
It's
a
not dark.
21.
You rolled a 21.
Yeah.
21
Would've been a
just hits.
25.
Just hits.
Just hits.
Brilliant.
Jesus Christ. Nice. 16 damage.
Can we
16
just
points of damage.
remember that we get a +3 if Gregory's within 5 or 10 feet of us to saving?
Yeah, with the saving
Only
throws.
saving
Yeah,
throws, though. Yeah.
So Ollie, remember that, please.
I'll
Ooh,
do my
Ollie,
best.
I've also got disadvantage on my acrobatics check. Because I
'cause
have a level of exhaustion. Yeah, I keep
You
forgetting
do.
that.
I'll let it slide this time, but good to know. Okay, so Fiddle, as you launch your firebolt through the mist, it kind of like all dissipates around it for a second, and it lands. And what you see is this feline creature with black fur, 4 limbs, a giant bushy tail, and a red face. It's a similar creature that came out of the rifts that attacks the ballroom. As it runs past, and it's going to take a slash attack at Fiddle and a bite attack against Jean-Claude. So slash attack against Fiddle. That's going to be 24 to hit.
A 4, sorry. I think you
24.
Oh, yeah. I only
that
had
hits.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
24. So that's going to be 13 points of slashing damage. And then Jean-Claude, the bite attack,
Does fewer than 17.
is going to be a 12.
Yes. Good.
So-
that doesn't hit.
So it runs past, slashes at Fiddle, and then bites at you, JC, and then it runs off again. You guys can have a reaction, attack of opportunity if you so wish.
Yeah, go for it. I slash with my dagger.
Okay. Roll me to hit with disadvantage, Jean-Claude, if you wish to do the same.
Understand the
Same thing.
disadvantage if
Yes,
I have
please. Yep.
dark vision. What's that for?
Because it's thick fog, it's not dark.
Ah, okay, sorry. I do remember
Yeah.
you saying that. I then instantly forgot.
It's like a magical
Yeah.
impairment rather than just being a cave,
Yeah, that's all good. I got an 11.
doesn't it?
Mine doesn't hit either.
Okay, so you both slash with your daggers as the shadow goes back into the fog once more, and JC, you stop hearing it again. As I'll say at this point, you've broken through the web, so you can all get through fine. Gregory's just mumbling to himself, like, "Oh, don't really know what I'm doing here," and Rebecca.
That sounded like him.
And you all went into the hallway. You've got all this dense fog around you. You're barely even seeing each other standing shoulder to shoulder. But you're now in the hallway and you can't see the shadow in here at the moment. What are you all doing?
It's ridiculous. We should all get ready to attack. And then as it runs past us all, we'll all slash at it like crazy. I'm going to prepare another firebolt. JC, pull out your bow and get ready to fire some bolts into it.
Okay, so Sele, you pull your axe close. Is it an axe you got? What weapon do you have?
I don't know. Let me look. I have a longbow and a maul.
Okay, so you pull your maul out with the flaming bit at the end. Fiddle, you start like creating like a fireball in your hand and holding it there. JC, you're pulling your bow. Robert's sort of like pulling a fireball as well, as Gregory's sort of pulling his long sword out. And you're all standing there as the purple runes, purple glyphs on the walls are just and continuously blowing out more of this fog.
Thrumming with energy.
Nothing happens. You're waiting there a long moment. The shadow hasn't come back.
Can I do a perception
we-
check, please?
Roll me a perception check.
Because I get advantage with my heightened senses.
So you're going to try and hear or smell it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Ta. So the first one's a nat 1. Brilliant. Second one's a 17 though.
17. You don't hear or smell anything. Whatever this thing is, it's super stealthy.
Right, I'm just going to start walking around then.
Okay, so you're going to start venturing into the hallway,
Yeah,
yeah?
I ain't fucking standing around waiting for it to come and attack me.
Okay.
Yeah, can we all just sort of move into the room a little bit more and spread out a bit, I suppose? All still whilst, having our ready actions ready to fuck it up.
I'd like to hold
Spread-
Gregory's hand since he's not here.
Okay. So you and Gregory stay together. Fiddle, are you going down this way, so down the southern side?
Yeah, I'll just sort of like cross the room essentially.
Okay, so you're
Cross
walking
straight
over it.
this massive room, yeah.
Okay. John Claude?
Can I see some stairs just next to me there?
You can.
Can I
You
get
can
like
see
a bit of a
them.
vantage point? Yeah.
Okay. So you go to walk up the stairs, and
I get stuck in webs.
more webs.
Yeah. Actually, I like standing here.
Okay. Robert.
I'd like
Robert's
my turn here out of my choice.
Yeah. Robert just looks at you and he's like, it's a bit and kind of starts. I think he's going to go this way, kind of following
It doesn't
Fiddle.
even help him. What a bastard.
Fiddle.
Right, what a bitch.
Fiddle.
Yep.
As you're moving out this way, you start seeing a shadow coming up towards you.
He's over here, he's over here, he's over here! Fire off my firebolt.
Okay, throw your firebolt.
Is a 22.
Disadvantage?
Yep, 22.
22 just hits.
15 points of fire damage.
All right. So this one, it lets out like a humongous as it crackles across its chest and leaves singe marks across its fur as it launches up. And Fiddle, you're like looking at this as it's just launching up and pouncing on you.
Nice. Can everybody else fire off their attacks? Maybe without disadvantage because I've lit him up with my fire.
You were all holding attacks, weren't you? So I will say you can see where it was to shoot.
I can't do anything because I'm using my maul, so...
Your melee, so's Gregory. I'll say John Claude and Robert can shoot just straight rolls at where the explosion
Nice.
happened. So Robert's going to throw a firebolt. Which is, I think, going to hit.
I get 2 actions. Do I get to shoot 2 arrows?
Yeah, you can attack twice, so yeah.
22.
22 just hits.
Okay. 1. What? For 8 points of normal damage, please.
Magical damage.
Magical damage?
Yeah, Ember Shot's magical, isn't it? Your bow?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no,
So-
no, I'm not using
Oh.
wrong bow! Kurva! I'd like to put my old bow away and bring out my new one.
Nice. He rolled on the wrong bow, but
Yeah.
he's still obviously using retribution.
I'll say,
So it's,
yeah.
it's, it's
ca-
11 points
cannon.
of damage instead.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking cool. And can I, am I able to, with my bonus action, cast the thing that I do?
No, I think you can only.
No,
hold an
it's a
action.
ready
Yeah,
action,
okay,
so
sorry,
you just
okay,
use your
perfect.
action.
Yeah, thanks.
You're essentially in like initiative, but like it's like a stealth one. Like you're not seeing what's happening. It's just like
Proto
surprise
initiative.
attacks.
We're in initiative,
Yeah.
but not in initiative.
Yeah. Okay, what'd you go on your second shot, JC?
I didn't hit, sorry.
Okay, so you launch your first one, you hear another, and you launch the second one. That just doesn't hit as it pounces over, goes to hit you, Fiddle. It like pounces onto you. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
This is the end.
Okay, as it sinks its claws into you for
dear.
13 points of piercing damage.
Oh dear.
And I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
Oh, do I get a +3? Am I close enough to Gregory?
You are not.
Please.
Rubbish.
It's 10 feet radius. You're more than 10 feet away.
Nice. I got a 6.
6, okay. As it claws onto your shoulders, each claw on separate shoulders, it kind of pushes you to the ground as you're now knocked prone, and it's going to use its bonus action to bite down at your throat, which it gets advantage on. Okay, yeah, that's going to be that's going to be a 31 to hit.
Jesus Christ. Yep, that hits.
Oh my god.
That's going to be 8 points of piercing damage as it tears at your throat.
Not bad for a throat bite.
And then it's going to jump off you and then run back into the mist once more.
Nice. I'd like to stab it with my dagger as it ran away.
Okay, roll me to hit with disadvantage.
But it's right next to me.
Yeah,
It's
but
on
you
top
are
of me.
you are prone this time, so there is that as well.
Yeah, I got a 17 on my first one and more on my second one. But...
Okay, yeah. So you go to swing wide as you're kind of clutching at your throat now, as you've got like a big gash in it, and it disappears back into the mist, and it all goes silent once more. Right, what are you all doing? JC, you getting out the web? Soleil, you heading back forward?
I'd like to yell out to the room. I think we need a better plan.
I think we're damaging it. So long as I think we all need to stick together so that, Gregory and Solo will actually get a hit on it if it comes for us.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Come over here, Gregory. And I start walking back over towards Gregory.
I'm stuck in webs again. Fuck's
How did that happen?
sake, I don't
How do
know.
you do this? I go over, listening to the sound of JC's cries.
I was dropped as a child.
Okay, Soleil, as you start
You're
wandering
silly,
over,
man.
roll me a perception check.
Yes, sir.
I'll say with advantage because JC's yelling to aid you, I guess.
Okay, the first one was a 3, second one was a 16.
Okay, so you start finding your way over as you start hearing as you start seeing a shadow come up towards you. I'll say that you've still readied an action, so you can go to hit if you want.
I would like to swing with my maul.
Okay, roll me to hit. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a 14.
Okay, you swing wide as again it does a pounce, and it's going to do a claw attack against you for a natural 20.
Yeah, well, obviously that hits.
Oh, nice. That's going to be 26 piercing damage.
Oh yeah, that's really nice, Ollie.
Strength saving throw, please.
Strength saving throw. Okay, 26
Yes,
points of
as it-
damage, yeah?
Yeah, 26 points of damage and a strength saving throw as it's trying to drag you prone.
Ah!
Have we all got readied actions again?
You do.
That's 18.
Perfect.
18 just saves. So it goes to drag you down, but it can't.
I'm too heavy. I'm big lady.
So I'd say because Soleil's in between you guys, you can just about make out some sort of silhouette next to her. So everyone that's got ranged attacks can make an attack.
Perfect.
So that's going to be Robert as well. Disadvantage. Nope, he doesn't hit.
Why do we have him with us?
Rubbish. Got a nat 1.
Okay, so Robert and Fiddle just launch firebolts everywhere in a mass fit of panic. Not Fiddle, John Claude.
Yeah, I've got an yes, I've got a readied action, please. 23.
23 still hits.
Do I get 2 shots?
You do.
That one doesn't hit.
Okay, so roll me your damage for your first one.
13, please.
13 points of damage. You hear another screech as it goes to run back into the fog. Soleil, you get an attack of opportunity.
I would like to take it. Is it a disadvantage?
Yeah, it will be, yeah.
Wow, Ollie, these dice you got me are shit.
I know, that's what I got them for you.
Right, so that's a 12.
So you go to swing wide once more, and it disappears back into the fog and goes silent again as you make it over to Gregory as he's stuck in the
You
web.
mean JC?
Sorry, JC. Gregory's being quiet today.
Okay. I don't understand how you keep doing this. And then I will cut him out of the webs.
Well, as you go to bring down your maul and the fire on it, it just kind of burns it away.
Ah, see? No effort required.
So, while that's going on, Fiddle,
Yep.
as you're sticking with the group of Robert and Gregory, you see there's a body to your left on the ground. There's like blood splats across. And you look at it and you recognise him to be the human male gentleman that was with Queen Alusair, that was always by her side. His body is carved in two and his sword's in his hand. The wounds are fresh, but the blood hasn't dried up.
Medicine check.
Okay, roll me a medicine check.
With disadvantage because of my exhaustion.
Yes.
Nice. So 17.
17. So yeah, you can see that his body's been like eviscerated, like with claw marks and bite marks and stuff. He's literally only just died. Like he's deceased. He's passed on. His soul has left his body, but he has only just died, assumingly to whatever this creature is in here, which you've ascertained is to be some Malar. So yeah.
Okay.
He probably had like a last stand here, letting the queen run off.
Yeah. Say to everyone, I go, there's the queen's honor guard, the person who was with her. He's dead here on the floor. Soleil and JC, get back over here now. We all need to stand back to back and get ready to fight.
Okay, I'll walk over.
And then I'm gonna ready another action.
Okay.
This time I hold JC's hand to make sure he doesn't get lost.
I've got
JC
Gregory's in my other hand. And we skip
Okay,
along.
Gregory's over by
Gregory's
Fiddle.
already
It's just
over
you
by-
and Soleil.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we skip along together.
Yeah.
Or I skip.
Okay, so Soleil, yeah,
Are you skipping?
protects you.
Nice. Then we all meet in the middle of the room,
I'll skip.
back to back with our weapons drawn.
Yeah.
Okay, roll credits, I guess. Avengers. So you're all standing back to back in the room, and you're not hearing anything. And a moment passes. You're all still, those of you holding fireballs, those of you holding your weapons.
Firebolts.
Another moment passes. Nothing's happening. And it's been like a long pause now, and there's still nothing. And I would say, out of all of you, John Claude, roll me a survival check.
30.
30?
30.
You two discerning pack tactics and predator tactics in the wild, and how this creature's been attacking. He's been attacking you one by one as you split up,
Yeah.
or if you've been singular.
Just split up.
Since you've all been grouped together, it doesn't seem to be attacking, probably because it's not fancying its odds while you're in a group.
Yeah.
We should set a trap, and one of us should be bait. I don't mind being the bait, as long as I know that you all won't leave me.
Gregory
still
would
hear-
never allow you to be the bait.
Oh, fuck off. Fucked off last
Good
time.
point.
Well, you need to pay me back. I still need that money.
What's money?
All the money I've spunked on you. God!
It's not the only thing.
Bad. So bad.
John Claude drops to 0 hit points. You still hear, those of you all in this room now, because you're a bit closer to it, JC's a bit more attuned to his, his perception and his surrounding sounds, but because you're all in the middle now, you can all hear the ensuing spell battle that's going on in the northward door. So there's still a fight going on in there while you're standing here.
Okay, 9 hells. Together.
I am
Shuffle.
not 9 hells. I am Blue Dragon.
Shut up,
Robert.
Robert.
All right.
3, 2, 1, shovel.
This is definitely a movie scene.
So
And
you're
then
all
we all start shuffling,
Yeah.
linking arms towards the north door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're all like, shh, 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 shh. Robert's like, I cannot believe I'm doing this. This is humiliating. As you shuffle over the dead knight's body.
Just take him with us for a bit.
Fiddle, you kind of slip on the blood a bit and kind of like step over, and you manage to shuffle all the way to the stairs here without being attacked. You're just hearing some low growl come from the fog. You're at the stairs. There's some web there.
I would like to burn the web.
Yeah, firebolt the web.
Okay, so with
clear the way.
both your fire effects, the web just burns and cripples away, and you manage to walk up the stairs. There's another bit of web there. I assume you do the same.
You assume correctly?
And manage to burn it away, and you reach the door where you can hear now audibly. It's just like sort of different magical effects going off. A fireball, a lightning bolt, it's like, and you're hearing the voice of Queen Alisair like, "You will never take me, never." As you're just hearing this like whirlwind of spells being slung and shouts and yells coming from inside. As you're hearing the low somber growl from behind you, but nothing seems to be attacking from the fog. What are you doing?
Yeah, what can we see? What can we see down that hallway? Once we get to the top of the stairs.
It's an enclosed decorated door. It's very big, but there's no like windows in there. You're not seeing anything, you're just hearing stuff.
Gregory, get the door. Get the door.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
Does it open?
He walks up and just pulls down on the handle, and it just opens.
Nice. Have a look in. Is it safe?
You really couldn't do that. Ugh.
No, I'm here defending. I've got a spell ready.
He peeks through and for a moment, and then he ducks back through, and he's like, "Well, there's two people flying, and there's a queen on the other side."
Okay, perfect. In we go.
All right. So you all go into the next room. You enter into the throne room. It's this decorated huge space. There's stairs that line each side of like the main floor to your left and right that lead up to kind of like a raised platform with loads of seats. And at the far end, there's a statue to on Duch Obarskyr, the man who founded Suzel, and there's curved 90-degree steps that lead up to a raised platform where 3 chairs sit, with the chair in the centre being the biggest of them all. It's the Obarskyr throne. You see in the midst of this, there's windows each side. Most of them have been smashed to pieces. Their chairs are being strewn across the floor. You've seen Queen Alisair over on the raised platform at the far end holding a greatsword, and she's sort of preparing it, shouting. As you can see, up in the ceiling, and there's a very high ceiling, it reaches up to about 120 feet, with kind of a curved sort of curved pattern at the top. These 2 figures flying about. One of them seems to be an elderly human male, magical robes, holding a staff, and is slinging spells, as you recognise him to be Lord Magister Savoie, the Lord Magister of Queen Alisair. And the other one is a dark-robed figure with a giant kind of ornate anoxy crown, a skeleton-like face, holding a staff of his own, barefoot, and looks almost lich-like. As I'm going to have you all roll me initiative and hold on to your rolls.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Okay, Fiddle.
I got a 21.
21. John Claude.
7.
7. Solo.
17.
17. Wow, high rolls. You will enter into essentially a cutscene of these 2 flying figures going around the throne room with Queen Alisair on the opposite side, as you see the Lich Acererak fighting off against Lord Magister Savoie, these spells being slung, each one of them flying in the air 60 feet. As you all barge through the door, Acererak looks around and looks over at Queen Alisair, and he's like, "You are not escape. Bend the knee to the king of the material plane." As we pick up with initiative with starting off Fiddle.
Perfect. So we've got this big old throne room in front of us.
Yep.
2 people dueling it
Right.
out in the middle. The queen in the background. Up on the throne.
Yep.
Dais. Okay. Suppose I'm just going to help out then and start firing at the Lich guy.
Okay.
Let's figure out what I want to do. A Lich, eh? A Lich. Don't have many spell slots to spare.
So he's roughly 90 feet away in total.
Okay, good to know.
That's roughly, because trying to do trigonometry's never been my strong suit.
Okay, I'm going to start out by casting Blink.
Okay, so you start buffing yourself and start fizzling in and out of reality.
Perfect. Eyes go into the back of my head. My eyes go white, and I blink out of existence.
Amazing. So you'll watch as Fiddle goes, well, he just disappears and you're all like, traitor, but you realise that he's been doing this a lot in battles recently. Is that your turn, Fiddle?
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Soleil, you are up.
Okay, I'll use my movement to move 40 feet towards the red one.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay.
How was that? 10 feet?
That's
and then how high up is it?
60 feet.
60 feet?
60 feet. They are currently flying.
Okay, so Soleil will pull her longbow out then,
Okay.
and then I'll give a shoot with that.
Okay, give me a shoot.
That's a natural 20.
All right. Roll me your damage as you manage to pinpoint the shot right underneath him. So you're kind of aiming for the crown jewels if he has any.
Huh, am I doubling it?
So roll your dice, double it, add your modifier.
That is 13 points of damage.
Okay. Is your bow magical?
I don't think it is. Fuck's sake.
Okay. So as you reach up, you put the arrow in, draw your quiver, shoot, and instead of like not finding as much purchase as it usually does, it actually just deflects off him like he's immune to non-magical damage.
Fuck.
As you see this skeletal face turn down and look down at you, and it's just got milky white eyes, and he's like, "You dare!"
Yep, that's the end of my go.
Okay. Acererak's turn. He's going to look over to Queen Alusair and he's going to bring his hands together and rub a pinch of dust on it, and then he's going to point his finger towards Queen Alusair, and she's going to have to make a dexterity saving throw as he casts Disintegrate, which...
I would like to counterspell, please.
Are you on this plane?
Fuck. Rubbish.
But Robert, thinking how you do, is going to cast Counterspell.
Fantastic, Robert. Well done.
As he's only going to cast it at 3rd level, and bear in mind I'm tracking 3 different spell casting people at the moment, so this is actually giving myself a headache. But he's going to cast Counterspell, so that is a 16 to beat. His spell casting modifier is...
I'm imagining the meme of all the equations popping up around your face.
Yeah. No, it's my head exploding more like. Oh fuck. Okay, he got a 10, so it doesn't come off. But Lord Manager Sifava, the other guy flying, is also going to cast Counterspell. And he's going to do that at 6th level, which Acererak is going to cast Counterspell. So Robert does it, it fails. Sivava does it, and Acererak, with his other hand, holds it underneath the arm of the arm that's casting Disintegrate, and deflects Sivava's Counterspell. So, finally, he casts Disintegrate on Queen Alusair, who's going to roll a dex saving throw, and she gets a 9 plus... Not enough.
Oh, fuck.
Holy fucking shit.
I mean, do we just turn around at this point, guys?
Bear in mind, this has gone on for a couple of rounds. That's why on the initiative that I sent in the chat, they're injured. That's why there's a couple of things already. So she takes 10d6 plus 40 force damage, which equals to 69 force damage in total. As you see this thin green ray springs from a pointing finger and kind of just explodes within her, and she kind of just like drops to one knee and she's like, not today, And she kind of like gets back up onto 2 feet once more, but she's sort of a bit helpless at this point. You're kind of looking at her like there's not much she can do, and you're realizing this Soleil as a martial person and they're flying up in the air. All you can do is kind of hold actions and wait until they come back down. Okay, that's going to be Acerak's turn. It's Gregory's turn. Now, Gregory.
Seeing his girl's in danger.
He is going to cast Misty Step. So he kind of fizzles into silvery mist and reappears here, and he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to dash. And he's going to stand right in front of Queen Alusair to try and block Acerak, holding out Black Razor in his hand, which is kind of thrumming with all this necrotic energy. John Claude, you're up.
Where's the queen?
The queen is on the other side of the room.
Mm-hmm. I would like to shoot an arrow switching at Queen Alusair.
Okay. Are you shouting anything before you shoot, or are you just shooting it?
Yes. Can I yell? Well, she might not be able to hear me, but
You certainly try.
Madame Alusair, please do not resist my arrow. It will not hurt you.
Roll a persuasion check.
okay.
I'll say the DC to beat's 15 on this because she doesn't really know you.
18.
Okay, so she looks over at you, and then Gregory, who's standing right beside her on the other side of the room, reaches down and he's like, trust me, it's a good arrow, I think. And she sort of like turns around and she kind of turns to face you to make herself a bit of a bigger target for you to hit.
Okay.
So roll me to hit.
Not
So
sure if
she's
this is going
got
to be
an
helpful.
armor class of 20, by the way.
Does he get advantage because she's helping him?
I'll allow it.
Nice.
Usually not, but
Nice.
I'll allow it.
Fantastic. He rolled a 3 and a 2.
So,
Brilliant.
luckily the arrow switching doesn't work with like actual solid matter, otherwise you'll just replace one of the bricks in the wall with yourself. So you just kind of launch the arrow. It's this kind of blue fizzling arrow with 2 arrowheads each side of the arrow, and as you kind of launches past Queen Alusair, hits the wall behind, and then it just fizzles out of existence. She looks over at you and just gives you a sigh look. She's just like, oh, useless.
Madame, do not worry. It is all part of the act. If I make them think I'm incompetent, they will not come after me. Don't you worry, I've got you.
Okay, what are you doing, John Claude?
I get another shot. I get 2 actions per turn, so I'm not going to shoot her again.
Okay. So what are you gonna do?
Please, can we just have a timeout, please, everybody? What, comrades of the Nine Hells? I would like to know what you are thinking. What are we doing in this situation? What is my best course?
Shut up, JC.
Should I shoot at the queen again?
Just shoot your arrows at the bad guy. It's not difficult.
At the bad. Okay. I
Just
shoot
do
at the
whatever
bad
you
guy,
should,
please.
you stupid man.
I shoot at the bad guy, and I miss.
End of my go.
Okay, so you see JC throws,
Unless 15
shoots
hits.
one arrow. No, it does not. Shoots one arrow, shoots the other at Acerak, but it both go wide, unfortunately. Okay, at the end of your turn, JC, Acerak is going to turn round while flying. He's going to look directly at you, and he's going to start pulling his hands, put his hands together and starts pulling them away, like he's like pulling on a bit of like elastic kind of goop. And it's like this green energy kind of like goopy magic that starts kind of like pulling out from his hands, and he starts kind of like pulling it further and further before he like swings it around his head and lashes it at you. So he casts Ray of Sickness. He rolled a 33 to hit, John Claude.
Doesn't hit.
Okay, I'll assume you're joking.
It is.
Twice.
It's twice, yes.
Okay, you take 19 points of poison damage as this rare sickness kind of strikes straight through you.
Ah, sacre bleu! Oh, what the? Ow, the pain. Ow.
Okay, it's going to be Robert's turn. Robert's going to run up to you, John Claude. He's going to be like, as one countryman to another, save the queen. And he puts his hand on you, and you start, it's almost like you've just like taken drugs. You start feeling all this, like everything starts to empower within you as he casts haste on you. So you get a +2 to your armor class.
Nice.
You have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
And you gain an additional action on your turn. So instead of attacking twice on a turn, you can attack 3 times.
3 times. Yeah, okay.
Ah, merci beaucoup, thank you very much, Robert. It's very kind of you. With this, we can save the queen.
That's going to be Robert's turn. At the end of Robert's turn, Acererak's going to use another legendary action to cast. She's going to do the same thing again, Rare Sickness. And he's going to do it on Sivava. So the other guy flying, he's going to launch at him. Yep, that definitely hits. It's 14 points of poison damage. And he needs to make a concentration check for the flying, which he succeeds. Okay, Queen Alice's turn. And she's going to look around to Gregory and she's like... I can't let him. I have to kill him. And he's sort of just kind of pleading with her, trying to get her to leave. There's not really any of you around in the vicinity, really. All right, she's going to start running towards the door. 5, 10, 15, 20, 24, 30. So she gets over to there. That's going to be her turn. Lord Magister's turn. He's going to cast Cone of Cold on Acererak. You see this like huge kind of flurry of ice and cold magic just launch out into the ceiling where Acererak is. He needs to make a Constitution saving throw. 36. That is going to be 18 cold damage to Acererak. And he's going to fly this way. Okay, back round to the top of initiative. We have Fiddle.
Okay, so I pop back into existence.
Yep. Same spot or 10 feet?
Yes, 10 feet down out of the door, if I can.
5, 10. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Still with line of sight on the queen. And still within 30 feet of the queen. I think it's about where the door is.
Okay, yeah, so about here.
Yeah, perfect. So I would like to then benign transposition. Oh no, I've already done that. Damn, I've already done that. We haven't had a long rest. Never mind, 1 second. Yeah, okay. Instead, I pop into existence 10 feet towards the Lich from where I was.
Okay, so about here.
About there, perfect. And I would then like to start running towards him and activate my flying boots of flying, which I so rarely use but still have on my feet. And as I start running, I, eventually start flying as I run. And by the end of it, I'm, as high up as I can get.
Amazing. So you can run 25 feet and then you can fly 60 feet, I'm not mistaken? Or can you fly to your movement speed?
I think it's a 30 feet movement, flying speed. So I can move 30 feet.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15. We say you can go up. I'll say you're up about 10 feet at the end of it over here.
Nice, perfect.
So you've run across the majority of the room, but you're still far off ways from Acererak.
That's nice.
So yeah, you start sprinting, click your heels together, and start flying up.
Nice. And I would like to look at Acererak. Yeah, cast Fireball in an area that will only affect him. So sort of past him in a point in midair. We'll just engulf him in flames.
Yeah, I'd say, is it a sphere effect or is it like a radial effect or
yeah,
what's it say?
Sphere of 20 feet radius. Let me have a quick look.
Easy enough. So you can cast it above him because there's no one
Fireball.
near him.
20 foot sphere.
Yeah. Okay. Was he making a dexterity saving throw?
Yep, dexterity saving throw.
He got a 5 plus 3, which equals 8.
Nice.
He's going to use a legendary resistance to succeed.
Of course he is.
So roll your damage, and he'll take
30
half.
damage, half to 15.
15 points of damage as he singes up his cloak and stuff, and he's like, You will all kneel. So is that your turn, Fiddle?
Yep, that's my turn. I rolled a 14 on my blink, which I think, means I puff back into the ethereal plane.
Okay. Fiddle disappears once more. Okay. At the end of your turn, he's going to cast another Ray of Sickness. He is going to cast it on Sivava again. So he's going to roll to hit. Yeah, that definitely hits. So another green sickish energy thing kind of sticking and pulling and contorting from his hands before he lashes it out. 14 points of poison damage, quite low. He passes the concentration check. Soleil, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna just stay put where I am. I don't have any more blood maledict uses, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm just gonna try again. Well, I can't even do anything with my bow, can I? So
Doesn't seem to be taking effect.
well, I guess I'm just gonna try and taunt him.
Okay, what are you saying?
Why don't you just come down here and fight me instead of preying on everyone else? What are you so afraid of? Come!
He looks down at you, passes you a glance, and he's like, You will kneel, king of the mountains. I will not kneel.
Come down and fight me!
Okay, is that your turn, Solo?
Yeah, I'm pretty pathetic. Sorry, guys.
Next up, Acererak. He looks over at Queen Alisair. He's going to start flying over. Looks over at Queen Alisair, holds out a hand. You are going nowhere. And you see as this violent magic of words ripples out, it shudders the whole building and all the windows crack and burst open as you see this kind of weird wave of energy pass over into Queen Alisair as he casts Power Word Kill, which Robert and Sivava are going to try and counterspell. Sivava counterspells, which Acererak's going to counterspell back. But Robert is going to try and counter his counterspell. He can only do that at 3rd level. So he's going to have to roll... what is it, Ben? Is it 10 plus the spell's level, right?
Yep, 10 plus the spells level.
Okay. Well, he's got a +4, so he's got to roll... to get to a 19, he's got to roll a 14 or higher? No, 15 or higher. He got a 7. So the counterspell fails. You all watch as Queen Alisair, who's currently sprinting for the door, and she kind of just shrivels up and falls to the ground as she has been power word killed. She dies instantly. And he starts looking around to all of you. I said, no. That's going to be the end of his turn. Gregory Weisenhorn.
Go on, Gregory, see what you can do.
I feel bad because he's not like really here and I don't want to kill him.
I mean, would he not start running towards the queen? Can you revivify a power word kill?
Yeah, probably. He just went all the way over the... Yeah, I think he'd probably do the same. He's going to cast Dimension Door. Appears right beside her. Again, kind of blocking. He's going to roll a medicine check. Doesn't know if she's dead or not. And yeah, he can't really do anything. He's got a crossbow, hand crossbow. He just uses action. I'm going to say that's his turn. The end of his turn, Acererak's going to use a legendary action. I said, kneel. And you see Sivava. He looks around. He's like, "We'll never kneel to your kind." As Acererak starts pulling that green, sickish energy from his hands on someone, he's like, "So be it." And he launches Ray of Sickness at him. Just gonna hit. Robert uses counter reaction. Yeah. So you see Sivava gets lashed with this green sickish energy as he lets out a humongous like ah, as he falls from the air and crashes down onto this weird sarcophagus thingy and lands onto the ground after a 60-foot drop. That's going to be 2 death saving throws for him as he goes down as well. John Claude, you're up.
I don't want to be.
So you currently seeing as Queen Alicers just dropped dead, and Sivava, he was flying in the air with Acererak, has just currently been taken out, and he's just crash landed onto the ground. He seems like he's breathing, but on his last gasp of breath. And Acererak is still flying 60 feet in the air, looking at all of you. What are you doing?
I'd like to check on Lord. No, Ollie said he's still breathing.
He's still breathing, but he's on the last leg. He's basically 2 death saving throws.
Yeah, okay, then I'm going to run over and go and stabilize him.
Okay, so you run 25 feet.
Wait, actually, can I stop at the Queen first and make sure?
Yep.
Oh no, Gregory's dealing with her.
Gregory's
Gregory's got her. No, that's fine. I'll go straight to Lord Magister.
Sivava.
That's the one.
So doing a medicine check to stabilize will be your action, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe just
Okay, roll
heal
me a
instead.
medicine check.
Heal instead. Why? That'll still just be in.
Yeah, but at least he'll be back.
Ah, I see.
You stabilize him, it'll just be
Yeah.
at 0.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at level 3
Alright,
instead, if that's okay.
of course it is.
17.
Nice.
17 hit points. Okay, you run over and use your ranger magic to bring him back to life as he's like, and he kind of grabs you by your chef aprons, and he's like, the Queen. What's about the Queen?
We're working on her. Don't you worry, Sunshine. I mean, I'm worried a little bit, but not too much.
Okay, so that's your action, John Claude. You have your bonus action and 5 feet of movement.
Hunter's Mark. The bad guy, please.
Okay, so you Hunter's Mark Acererak. Okay, so you see that magical glyph appear on his torso before fading. He is Hunter's Marked. Okay, is that your turn, JC?
Yep.
Okay, at the end of your turn, Acerak's going to look over at you and Gregory. 1, 2, 3 for JC, 4, 5, 6 for Gregory. Okay, he's going to do another green sickish lash at Gregory. That's going to hit. That is going to be 19 points of poison damage to Gregory as he gets hit in the back. He lets out a huge yelp as it's Robert's turn, and Robert is going to start pulling his hands together and then point a finger, and a little red ray comes out as he casts Fireball at Acererak. So he's going to get him to do a dexterity saving throw. He's going to do Fireball at 5th level as well. That's going to be 13 plus that saves. 37 points of fire damage. You see this almighty eruption of fire come out as Acererak manages to kind of dexterity kind of avoid most of it. As he's starting to see somewhere, but still fine. And Fiddle,
Yep.
as you're kind of watching from the ethereal plane and trying to figure out this Acererak as you've flown towards him, you notice what usually people do to roll kind of concentration checks. You see, like, they never blink or stuff, a bit like, you know, in Harry Potter when they're concentrating on a spell. You see Acerak's not having to roll concentration checks for his flying, but he's not got any boots on or anything like that. He's like barefoot, so it's just something to keep in mind. End of Robert's turn. Acerak's going to retaliate with a green lash to Robert, which is going to be an 18 to hit Robert, which... No, he doesn't. So yeah, 18 hits. Robert, unfortunately. 18 points of poison damage to Robert. Queen Alicere is dead. Sivava is going to get up. He looks over at Queen Alicere and he's like, no. And he starts readying an action. He's like, everyone, come to me. And you see he starts casting what looks like a teleportation spell as he runs over to Queen Alicere. So he's holding a teleportation spell and he's waiting for people to come over to him. But if it gets blocked next turn or if it doesn't, we'll have to wait and see. Fiddle, you're up.
Nice. I am going to reappear with my 10 feet, or actually I need to make sure that I'm 30 feet close to Acererak. Am I?
You are 50 feet away.
Am I? Okay, can I appear 10 feet above me then when I, reappear out of my spell?
So you're 40 feet away.
And then, fly closer up towards him.
Yeah, how close? 10 feet?
So long as I'm 30 feet away from him.
Yep. So you're now 30 feet up in the air. Acererak 60 feet up, looking down at all of you.
I would like to look back at the rest of the party getting ready to teleport, and I'm going to try and hopefully get there in time, but I'm going to look back around at Acererak. So, you know what? I find your name quite funny. Do you find it funny?
What?
do you find this funny? And I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter at him.
Okay. What save does he have to make?
Wisdom 19.
Wisdom 19, okay. He rolled a 16 plus 12, so he got a 28.
Lovely.
You dare speak to a god! Okay, so that's your action, Fiddle.
Well, good luck with that. And then I go to blink out, but it doesn't work because I rolled a 7, so I don't blink out.
He's now firmly fixed on you, Fiddle.
Nice.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I start flying back down towards Shura with whatever rest of my movement I've got left.
Okay, so you've moved 10 feet, so you've got 20 feet left.
Nice, perfect. Yep, straight
So
down
like, say
towards
you
those
go
guys.
10 feet down, so it takes you 20 feet, 15 feet. You're now 15 feet up from them, but you're basically hovering over them.
Okay, perfect, good to know.
At the end of your turn, Fiddle, Acererak's last legendary action starts pulling green sickish energy and starts looking at you.
Lovely.
That's going to be a 9 plus 15 for a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
That's going to be 19 points of poison damage.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
1 point
How-
of health remaining.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Ooh.
slashes out at your back as you feel this green sickish energy erupt through you as he's like, "Ah!" Right, Soleil, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna dash toward. Well, I've probably got the movement anyway to go there, haven't I?
You do, yeah.
Yeah, and I will go. Stand. Wait, Fiddle's floating in the air, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 15 feet up from everyone at the moment.
Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, well, yeah, I'll just stand there and wait to catch him, I suppose, if, you know, he comes
Okay.
falling back down.
So you join everyone, hopefully get within the radius teleportation circle and wait for Fiddle. And you're like, come on, just drop. Okay, is that the end of your turn, Soleil?
I can't fucking do anything else, so yeah.
Okay, Acererak's turn. Okay, this is going to be it. This could be a possibly a
Just
TPK
get on
hit.
with it. Just get on with it, Ollie.
He's casting Circle of Death right on where all of you are teleporting. So, right, let's have a look at spell slots here. Sivava, going to cast Counterspell at 4th level, that Acererak counterspells. Robert is going to try and counterspell. What spell slots does he have there? He's going to try and do it at 4th level, so he's going to have to roll for Circle of Death. I'll take a photo of that, because I don't think you guys will believe me.
We will if it's good.
Yes.
It's an actual one.
Lovely.
I'll send it to the chat.
Who rolled the one?
Sivava on his counterspell. So
Oh,
Fiddle,
brilliant.
you're looking over, and you can see Sivava's failed his counterspell as Acererak's about to cast Circle of Death. What are you doing?
I don't have anything I can do. I don't have any spell slots.
You don't have any spell slots?
No, I came in here with 1 3rd level spell slot, 2 2nd level spell slots, and 3 1st level spell slots. I have no spell slots.
So, Fiddle, Soleil, John Claude, Sivava, and Gregory, I need you to all make me Constitution saving throws, please.
We
all get a plus three.
Gregory.
You'll get a +3.
I'm not even lying right now. I just got a natural 20.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Succeed.
I got 25.
25, success.
I got a nat 1.
Oh no.
That's a fail. So everyone passes but Fiddle. You take 22 points in necrotic damage, everyone else takes 11. Okay, that wasn't as bad. I rolled quite low, luckily. Sivava is still up.
I thought Circle of Death might kill you instantly if you drop below 0, but now I've now dropped below 0, which I think means my boots fail, which means I hit the ground.
No, you
Yeah,
shouldn't
but
Soleil
die.
catches me.
Soleil's catches you, so you don't
Nice.
you don't take any failures from landing
Fantastic.
awkwardly. Okay, so that's Acerak's turn. Gregory's up. He is just going to shoot his hand crossbow. I don't know how to play Gregory, right?
Can't Gregory cast something good? Banishment. He's got to do banishment, surely. He's got to just try and fuck him up for a second.
He used his 4th level spell to cast Dimension Door.
Did he?
So he got 24 to hit, so he does hit, and it is a magical weapon, so Acerak takes 2 points of piercing damage.
Nicely done, Gregory.
So, ka-ding!
You could have cure wounds me.
Oh yeah, shit, sorry.
Oh well.
Okay, that's the end of his turn. John Claude, but before you go, Acerak's going to use another legendary action to say, "You are not leaving here alive." And he's going to do...
That was it. He just wanted to speak.
Yeah.
he's going to attack Robert. That hits. That is going to be 16, 19, 21. Robert goes down. So across the room, away from you guys, about 20 feet away, you see Robert just get hit with this luscious green poisonous energy, and he just drops to the floor.
I did not like him anyway.
John Claude, your haste ends because of it.
Oh yeah.
And
I haven't even
John-
had any goes since then.
And it's worse than that.
John Claude, you were up.
No, he's not.
He is.
He's not. When haste ends, you can't move or take actions until after your next turn, as a wave of lethargy sweeps over you.
Okay. So John Claude, you become exhausted on the spot, and you're like, and you can even barely stand. It's a struggle to even do that. You're all delirious. Okay, at the end of your turn, another legendary action. Having fun with these, if you couldn't tell. He's going to try and attack. Who's the next? Worst off. He's going to attack you, Sole. It's going to be a 14 plus 15 to hit, 29.
Hits.
Okay, he hits you for 23 points of poison damage. Robert's turn. He death save and throw. He's got 1 success, but you guys are leaving him. Queen Alisair's turn. She doesn't stir. Lord Magister. So you've all gathered around as he starts swinging his arms around, and Acerak starts flying down towards you. So he's coming down towards you as it's like, not today. And you'll see blue and white.
Oh, how tense.
That's quite. I generally, to answer Tegan's question, I didn't know how that was going to turn out.
Very glad he used his counterspell earlier.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's really hard to keep track of them, but I managed to do it, I think, okay. I'm going to look back at this recording and be like, holy shit, I missed loads. But
That was so tense.
you will see blue and white for a long moment. As you all teleport, you see the unmoving body of Robert in the corner, Acerak's lich form, like literally nosediving towards you with both his like bony, protruding, long-nailed hands reaching out towards you, as Sivava launches up the teleportation circle. Sorry, the teleport.
And Gregory picks up Queen Alisair's body, so he's carrying it.
Yeah.
Cam
So
was
he,
carried.
yeah, he was
Cam's
he was
a carried
cradled-
object. Comes with us.
Good job.
cradling Queen Alisair as you all teleport, and after just seeing it's almost like a photography flash, you all start feeling wind pass by you for like a split second, and you feel your like kind of gut wrenching feeling of falling for a second before you all and you all start kind of like tumbling down a hill as you all kind of land, and then you kind of all roll for like a long moment before you all kind of fall all in different places in this small little clearing in a forest. As you all kind of gather your senses and start picking yourselves back up, all out of breath, and some of you really damage. Fiddle, roll me a death saving throw, as that's like an instant thing that carries on before people can react to you.
A 19.
Good.
19. So you got one success as Gregory runs over to you and casts Cure Wounds.
Nice.
Oh, nice! You roll max, so you get 11 hit points back. As Fiddle, you come back.
Bring back the queen, you idiot.
Oh, well, that's no way to say thank you, is it? As you see Savava's reaching over, and he's like, "My queen, my queen!" As he's sort of like cradling her, and John Claude, did you want to get there before Gregory, or are you going to let him do it?
No, I'll let Gregory do it.
Okay, so Gregory runs over, and he's like, "Okay, God, hope this works." And he casts Cure. Actually, he's got a lay on hands, doesn't he?
She's dead, isn't she?
Yeah.
He casts 5 lay on hands, and it doesn't work. He's like, shit.
What are you talking about, Oliver? He's got Revivify.
And he's like, yes, I forgot about that. He's like, do we have some gems? Do we have a gem? 300 gold pieces.
Can we search her?
As he says that, Sivava pulls out a satchel. He's like, quick, just look in there.
Nice.
And Gregory looks through for ages, and then he finds a gem, and he's like, okay. And by this point, it's been about 35 seconds where you've all gathered yourselves and all just kind of standing around watching as Queen Alice's limp body just laying there with a kind of ornate ceremonial armour as he puts the gem on her chest. And the gem gets consumed and just kind of dissipates into particles.
And then...
You wait a moment.
And next...
You wait 2 moments.
Are we there yet?
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens?
He looks up and he's like, I think... He's just like looking at her body. I think she's dead. Like...
Well, no shit, Gregory. Why didn't your spell work?
I don't know why you blame this on me. I mean, you should have got there before I did.
What? I can't cast that spell. What are you talking about? This is your specialty.
Yeah, well, you should have stopped this from happening in the first place. And you see Savava's like, shut the fuck up.
So what does this mean for the kingdom then?
Yeah, we give up and go back to Salt Rock, I think.
Yeah.
Why are we here?
We
Now
were
that the
here.
Queen's dead.
We were here because she was going to help us, but...
Help with what?
Yeah. Help us find Sigismund.
The world's ending.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I know. And instead of saving the world, we were too busy running errands for this bitch. She couldn't even make it to the end of the season.
What a disaster.
Yeah, seriously though, now what?
Where are we?
You can go up on a hill and check if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, me, right?
Yeah. JC, where are we?
Well, it won't like roll a perception check. You can just go up on the hill you roll down and try and have a look over, see if you can look over the tree line. Having a look, you can see the scarred sky, the night sky above you. So it's obviously carried this far wherever you are. And you look up and you look over and you can see in the horizon the city of Suzel with the giant skull over it. And you get the sense, you've been in there before, it's the King's Forest that's located adjacent to the city. So as you're doing that, Soleil, you look down and you see Queen Alice's eyes open.
I thought you were dead.
And you see Savava look over and he's like, my queen! And he kind of like runs over, but whereas before he was like kind of cradling her, he doesn't dare touch her now. He's just sort of like, it's like, are you okay? She's like, I'm weak. Very weak. Where are we? And he's like, we're in the The King's Forest.
Greer, you did it.
You. And she looks round at you lot and she's like, I know. And she looks over at Gregory and she's like, 9 hells. Seems I'm in your debt.
It would appear so. It would appear so. It's good to see you back with us, Your Majesty.
Yeah. It's weird. Some god was telling me I couldn't go back, but I told him he was wrong. And he was like, yeah, you're right. So she looks over at Savava and she's like, help me up, dear friends. And he's like, yes, Your Majesty. And she's like, And she kind of struggles to get to her feet and she needs him to like hold herself up. We'll have to find some safe harbour. I fear this isn't going to be whatever it is last attack, and we have a war to win still.
I think we have a bigger war now, Your Majesty.
Are any of you good at finding camp for the night?
Yes, maybe me. That sounds like a thing I might be able to help with. But my friend here can make castles and shit.
Not with no spell slots, I can't.
She looks at you, frowning, and Savava's like, Your Majesty. You say Your Majesty. She's like, that's quite all right, Savava. Go, what is your name?
My name is Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude.
Madam Queen.
You're a countryman.
Yes, oui, chef. Of course, I would do anything for the motherland.
Thank you, Jean-Claude. I remember
tip my
this
chef's
name.
hat.
Okay,
Yes!
roll me a survival check to find camp for the night with the Queen and the Lord Magister.
Yeah. Do I get advantage? As a group of us all looking for camp?
It is your favoured terrain, so you get advantage regardless.
Yes! Not that that will be necessary. 32.
You find the perfect spot, literally right next.
Yes!
No, I'm joking.
Come here, Madam Queen. I have the perfect dirt patch for you.
I'm imagining a beautiful cave system with like bunks, essentially.
Look at this log cabin I found.
Yeah.
I'd say with like the resources you have in your travel packs and stuff, you decide there's a place that's really ideal about 30 minutes away, but you look at how injured she is, so you find the next best thing that's closest to you, which is like near a river stream, and you're like, okay, we can make this work. Go over there, scout it out, assess it's fine, come back, indicate to him where it is, and then you go ahead, Jean-Claude, and start setting up tents and stuff, and like bedrolls. Set up like kind of a makeshift camp. Everyone comes over. Soleil, Gregory, Fiddle, you all help as Savava's tending to the Queen. And then Savava looks over and he's like, do any of you want to offer your tent for the night for the Queen? I fear she's very weak and she still makes...
Ah, yes, of course. She can have mine, please.
Okay. Thank you very much. And
I pop up the dome for us all to sleep in.
Okay, so you pop up the dome. And you make camp in the King's Forest as you'll kind of lay there all injured and stuff as Savava takes care of the Queen in the tent. As you all kind of sit around the campfire, kind of licking your wounds, so to speak. And where you've camped as well, it's quite up in the highlands of the King's Forest, so you can kind of like find some sort of clearings in the canopies where you can look over and see Suzel. And I'd say where you've camped, you can kind of see just the distant horizon of the city on the coastline. And you see after about 5 minutes, after you settle down, after you setting up the camp, you see the black cloud-like skull hanging above the city just dissipate, just out of view.
We did it!
The Castle Obarskyr is still on fire in the distance. And you can hear just the faint sounds of distant kind of panicking still from the city, but the scars in the sky are still very vivid up above as you all kind of sit around the campfire within the dome. Is there anything anyone wants to say or do?
I think we all sit pretty much in silence for a while, looking at the fire. Contemplating what the fuck we do next.
So, as you sit around the fire, sort of tasting defeat, I guess, for... I don't think Nine Hells has really kind of lost a fight. I think you've kind of ended up sidetracking and sort of...
We've definitely run away from people before.
Yeah, but I don't think
But
lost a
always
fight.
by our own steam. Yeah, this was very much, this other guy saving us.
So you all kind of just sit there in contemplation, just sort of like, maybe the world's a bit too big for me. Maybe we're bitten off more than we can chew, sort of thing. Gregory sits there and he's holding out Black Razor in his hands and he just seems to be just staring at it, almost like mid-conversation. Is there anything in particular Soleil's doing, or is she just going to bed?
I reckon she'll just go to bed, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, like she's not really achieved anything, has she?
it's fair enough. So you decide just to go straight to bed. John Claude and Fiddle, what are you doing? Bear in mind the tent. How big's the dome?
It's massive. We decided this, didn't we?
I mean, I'm happy to just go and lie on the riverbank and, like, pull my chef's hat over my eyes. Like cowboy style.
That is fair. It is a 10-foot radius sphere.
Okay.
So 20 feet.
So you can
fit.
fit a tent in there, but it will take up like near half the space, I'd say.
I'm not sure there's any reason to put a tent up. It's nice and warm. It's dry. It's covered from the rain. I don't think we need the tent. She might want like privacy, being a queen, but
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's like kind of protocol for Sivava. Just putting it up, and then they go to their sort of quarters away from everyone else, sort of thing.
how is the queen feeling about this? Because I don't know what the rest of you guys will be doing, but I could imagine us being very unceremonial with her. It's like we just saved your life, essentially. We came to rescue you. Not really our queen for a lot of us.
Yeah.
We're here to do a business transaction with you. Like, we respect you as a person. We came to save you, but like, we're not really going to stand on principle around you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
she-
agree with that.
I'm lying on the riverbank.
Yeah, Jay-Z's lying on the river.
Yeah, she's in a state where she's really weak. Where like someone's sort of like fighting off like in a medieval setting. They're like got like a cold or like just a fever, and they're in the midst of fighting it off. She's kind of like in that kind of state of near death. Like she's not really coherent. She's trying to talk, but she's finding it very hard. So yeah, she's sort of like just being put up in the tent, which Sivava would have insisted upon. But
Yeah, sounds good. If you want to put a tent up, go for it.
what your viewpoints are on it, obviously that's up to you. But yeah, with all of you staying there, John Claude, you're out by the riverbank. Put your chef hat over your eyes. And all the kind of poison and necrotic damage you've all taken, as well as the kind of lacerations from the beast in the kind of waiting room of Forgalore. That is where we're going to end the session there.
Very nice.
Genuinely
Very
thought we were all
nice.
going to die, to be fair, so...
So did I.
Me
That
too.
circle of death, when it went through, I was like, shit, like, because I thought I thought you had a counter spell available as well, Ben.
Nope,
So I
didn't have
thought
anything.
I
had
thought-
nothing.
there's three of them here. One of them's got a hit, and then it didn't, and I was like, shit. But he rolled really low, and most of you saved, luckily as well.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't have made a difference if I saved or not.